I'm Ajay Franciscus, and it is my pleasure this evening to be talking to Rick Padre, aka Ranger. Good evening, Rick. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. And congratulations, you were just given the title of Mr. Santa Clara County Leather 2017.
I was.
So tell us a little bit about the organization.
Okay, well, the organization started out as SLUG, which is the South Bay Leather and Uniform Group, back in 2009. Right now, it's grown to about 50 members total.
Fantastic. And do you guys meet on a regular basis?
Actually, we do. There are 4 monthly gatherings that happen. One happens on the first Thursday every month over at Crema, over on the Alameda, at 6 o'clock in the evening time. We also have a business meeting, which occurs every second Monday over at Renegades. We also have a dinner gathering, which is every third Thursday over at Harry's Hot Bra on Saratoga. We also have our monthly bar gathering at Renegades on the first Friday.
Wow, sounds like a pretty active group. That's great.
It's great to see everybody. It's great to welcome new people and to have them as part of our organization.
So Rick, tell me what it is to be a Leatherman for you.
Well, a lot of people approach leather differently. What my take is just the look and the feel and the smell of leather and just what it represents for me. Just to be comfortable in my own skin, well, somebody else's skin, but and just being proud of what I have and what I am.
Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about the competition, because I know that it's a pretty active international place, and so I know that Mr. Santa Clara County Leather is actually a pretty competitive group. So explain this competition to people who may not understand it.
Well, the way it works is that this competition feeds into the International Mr. Leather contest. So what it involves is almost like a beauty pageant, but
but with leather.
With leather, yes.
Nice.
So you have to give a 2-minute speech. There's a formal attire where you get to dress up in your leathers and present yourself as a leather man. There's also a fantasy portion, which I really enjoyed. It kind of took me a little bit out of my comfort zone a little bit because I kind of not really did a strip tease, but it was like a shadow play where there was a light behind me and I did this transformation of myself into a leather man, and it was very memorable.
Great. So now you did say that it moves into international leather, and that's held in Chicago every year.
Yes.
And so you won't compete this year. You will actually compete in 2018?
Yeah, I think I will plan on doing it. I think for this year I want to focus on my fundraising.
Fantastic. Now, speaking of your fundraising, I know that you do fundraising for the organization itself, for Santa Clara County Leather, but you also have a specific fundraising group that you're raising money for. And what group is that?
Oh yeah, my beneficiary organization is called the Furry Friends Pet Assisted Therapy. They provide therapy animals, furry and non-furry, to people that need it. Fantastic.
Okay, and so it's an organization that provides therapy animals, both furry and not, for people who are looking. That's a fantastic group.
Yes.
And where can they find that information?
Oh, well, at the end of the segment, there will be a fundraising link that you guys can check out and hopefully get some donations for the organization.
And how much are you trying to raise for the organization?
I'm trying to raise $5,000 by November.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And we will have that listed. We'll have the address listed there, and we'll also have an email for you, and we will also have a place where people want to contact you through Facebook.
Yes.
So if you had to describe the leather community to somebody, what would you say to them?
Well, what I would say is that the origination of the leather look was modeled after World War II motorcycle gear. And the way I understand it is that it was adapted for the gay men because they were stereotyped as being effeminate and sissy-like. So this look portrayed the masculinity that they wanted to portray to break that stereotype.
Fantastic. Rick, I want to thank you very much for coming in and talking to me.
Thanks for having me.
And congratulations on your title win. And
Yes.
I wish you the best of luck with your fundraising goals and in Mr. Leather International in Chicago in 2018.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rick.
All right.
Back to you in the studio. And that's a wrap on this month's edition of Outlook Video. You can watch extended versions of our segments and archived past programs on Outlook Video's YouTube channel at youtube.com/OutlookVideo. Be sure to click on the subscribe button.
Also, friend us on Facebook at facebook.com/OutlookVideo. Outlook Video is made possible by generous donations from viewers like you and talented volunteers behind the camera, whose names you'll see as we close. We close with some coverage of the Transgender Day of Visibility workshop. From all of us here at Outlook Video, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next month. Bye for now.
Decided a little over 2 years ago that I was going to transition at work, and it was an interesting decision in terms of timing. I knew actually fairly soon after I met Ajay that it was something I was going to need to do. And it was just a question of how do you inform your family and then your job and worry about what the consequences could be. Unless your company has a transgender policy or a visible support, and some companies do, they're very, very progressive. But my company didn't. So that was kind of an interesting episode. But I don't know.
That's interesting that a pharmaceutical company doesn't have a policy around transition, being in the medical industry.
Did you help them write a policy after that?
Well, they are still in the very early stages of understanding inclusion and diversity, and have recently adopted a new, what they call, core value of inclusion. I'm a member of the steering committee of an LGBT community/employee resource group. I'm also a member of a community or a chapter of the women's ERG as well. It's let's just say a work in progress for that company, and it's compared to like a Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson or something like that, it's much smaller. It's only got about 8,000 people right now. So it's still on the smaller side in terms of the absolute number of employees.
Are you the first person that you're aware of that transitioned on the job?
Well, I was the first one that I knew of, and I was certainly the first one at the VP level.